Fire up your taste buds. Spicy facts served right up. Humans are quite unique when it comes to eating spicy food. In fact, we're the only animals that eat it for fun. While some other animals also eat chili peppers, they don't experience the heat like we do. Birds, for example, munch on them without feeling a thing. They lack the nerve cells that detect capsaicin, so they eat them like any other food. Also, have you noticed that food in tropical regions is often spicier? Scientists call this Darwin's culinary evolution. Spices and capsaicin kill bacteria in food and help keep it fresh in hot climates, so people don't get sick so often from food that isn't fresh. Over time, people who eat spicy food gradually develop a taste for it. Spicy dishes have thus become an important part of their food culture. Spicy food isn't just about heat. It's a bite of science, history, and culture. Whether you are a lover of spicy food or not, one thing's for sure: it will always be a hot topic.
Today's warm-up quiz is: the food was full of blank, and it made my mouth burn. A. Prisons. B. Missions. C. Routines. D. Spices.
You have 15 seconds to think about it. Time's up.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to English for You. I'm Mike.
I'm Nikki.
And it's day 2. We are firing up our taste buds. Spicy facts served right up. We are learning all about spice, how it happens, why it makes your mouth feel the way it does, and why people go back for more and more and more.
Exactly.
Capsaicin. That's the fancy new word we learned yesterday. That's the chemical that is found in spicy chili peppers. That's the thing that makes you feel hot. And I think from my own experiences in cooking, most of the capsaicin is in the seeds, all right, of the chili pepper. If you cut a chili pepper open and scrape out those seeds, you can actually have a very, very small amount of spicy flavor in your food. But if you keep in the seeds, then, of course, the spicy levels will go up and up. And for some people, that's great. They love that. Other people really can't handle spice. I guess it really depends on you. And maybe also, you know, where you grow up, right? If you have a lot of spicy food as a child, it's probably...
I think we're going to talk about this today.
I think that kind of makes sense. And we're going to find out why it's actually very popular in certain parts of the food and why there may be other reasons and not just flavor and taste why spice is found in certain styles of food. So let's get into it. It says humans are quite unique when it comes to eating spicy food. Okay, so humans, meaning people compared to other apes, other animals, right? We are quite unique when it comes to eating spicy food. So we are quite unique, we're special, we're individual, we're one of a kind. That sentence is telling us that most animals don't eat spicy food, don't like spicy food, in fact, might not eat things if they're spicy. So humans, people, are quite unique or special when it comes to eating spicy food. I guess even chimpanzees and gorillas, you know, our ape cousins, not a big fan of spicy stuff. Unique is a word that means special, individual, or one of a kind. Here's a good example. Stinky tofu has a very unique smell. Some love it and some hate it, and nothing else smells quite like that stinky tofu.
那前一天我们介绍完了为什么大家吃辣会越吃越开心，今天要来更仔细的探讨一下，究竟这个吃辣的文化是怎么出现的。Unique 这个形容词指的是特别的，或者是独一无二的，其实就是 special, one of a kind, very different. So for example, his voice is very unique. It's very easy to recognize him. 就是说他声音很特别，所以很好辨识他的声音。那另外看到 when it comes to something, 或者是 when it comes to 加 VING 指的是说到或者是做到某一个东西的时候when we're talking about something.
Okay, so humans are quite unique. We're quite special when it comes to eating spicy food. Then we read, in fact, we're the only animals that eat it for fun. So there you go. So other animals might eat it if that's all they have, but we're the only animals that choose to eat spicy stuff just because we like it. It says, while some other animals also eat chili peppers, they don't experience the heat like we do. Oh, in fact, so they will eat the spicy peppers, but whereas it makes our mouth feel hot and spicy, their mouth will feel nothing. It will just taste like food, not like spicy food, just normal food.In
fact, 事实上，也就是说，事实上，在动物界来说，只有人类会自愿开心吃辣，那其他动物吃到辣的东西的时候，并不会跟我们有一样的反应。
Birds, for example, munch on them without feeling a thing. So there are kinds of birds that eat chili peppers, but they don't feel anything.Why? They lack the nerve cells that detect capsaicin, so they eat them like any other food. Their bodies just aren't designed to pick up this capsaicin stuff in the same way that our eyes can't see like an X-ray machine, right? You can't see through a person's skin or into their bones, right? Because our eyes just don't work that way.
那怎么说呢？举鸟类来当例子的话，它们吃辣的时候是感觉不到辣的，它们吃辣椒不会觉得开心，也不会觉得痛，那是因为它们没有内建那种神经细胞可以感觉到辣椒素，所以它们狂吃猛吃也没有感觉。那 munch 这个动词指的是用力的咀嚼或者是大声的咀嚼， so you eat something loudly.Also,
have you noticed that food in tropical regions is often spicier? Scientists call this Darwin's culinary evolution. Yeah, that is a very, very good point. When we think of food styles that are quite spicy, we often think of food styles or food cuisines, we could also say cuisine is a food style, that come from tropical regions of the world. When we say tropical, we mean kind of warm, right? Around the middle of the world, Africa, South America, parts of Asia. And a region is basically a geographical area. It's a part of the world that's maybe smaller than a country, maybe bigger than a country, but it is kind of special or unique. It's different from areas around it. So we could talk about the polar regions, the North Pole, the South Pole, right? Very far from each other, but they're both similar in that they have a lot of ice, a lot of snow, people don't really live there very much, and they have special kinds of animals like polar bears or penguins. Here's another well-known region. The Pacific Northwest region of North America is known for having lots of rain and also tall, beautiful trees.
I have a question.Yes,
ma'am.
So we're talking about regions, and do Canadians eat spicy food or have?
Not really. I mean, we do now because we have a lot of Indian people who live in Canada, so they bring their food. But originally, Canadians were mainly native people, and there's not a lot of spice in Native American cooking, and also French and English people, and that's kind of Northern Europe. You don't really think of France as being spicy. You don't think of German food as being spicy. It's in the tropical region, so Thai food, Indian food, Mexican food, hot parts of the world, and the people in them like to eat hot, spicy food.
那另外不知道大家有没有发现，特别是在热带地区的人会吃得比较辣，那这和达尔文的饮食演化论有关。Region 是名词，指的是区域或者是地区， so a particular area or a part of the world. So we talk about mountain or coastal region, 就是山区啊或者是海岸区，那它的形容词会变成 regional 地区性的。
Now, I always understood that people in tropical regions eat spicy food because it helps you to sweat.And if you sweat, you cool off, right? That's how it was always explained to me. But apparently that might not be the main reason why spicy food became popular in tropical regions. There's another even better reason. It says spices and capsaicin kill bacteria in food and help keep it fresh in hot climates.
Okay.
So it's not so much about eating the food, it's about keeping the food nice and clean so that when you eat it, it doesn't make you sick. Spices can kill bacteria. That is very important, especially, yes, in hot parts of the world where if you leave the food out, it can get flies, it can go bad much faster than in cold parts of the world where you don't have to worry about that so much. As it says, so people don't get sick so often from food that isn't fresh. So these spices, when we're talking about spices, it could be something that makes your food hot and spicy, but it could also just be something that adds flavor to your food. So a spice is basically anything that smells good and tastes good. It's often dried, and it's used as something to add flavor, to season your food, or maybe to preserve, to keep your food clean and keep your food for longer, right? If you spice things, it can keep bugs and other bacteria away from your food from making it go bad and making you feel sick. Here's a couple of spices. Clove and nutmeg are two of the oldest spices used in European cooking. And of course now, everywhere in the world can use spices from all over the world too. And we learned there that spices can help kill bacteria. Well, today we don't have to worry about it. We have a lot of food safety. We have refrigerators at home that keep our food cold. So that's all good. But if you don't take care of your food, if you leave your chicken out on a hot day and, eat it 2 days later, it's going to have a lot of bacteria. What is bacteria? It's a very simple living thing. It's a one-celled organism. So one of the simplest, smallest living things. Some bacteria are good. We have bacteria in our stomach that keep us healthy. We use bacteria to turn milk into delicious cheese or yogurt or things like that. But some bacteria can be bad. When we want to avoid being sick, we might wash our hands to avoid bacteria. Or if you get a cut, you should clean the cut and then cover it because you don't want bacteria to go in the cut because that could make an infection and make you very, very sick. So bacteria can be good, can be bad. They're living things, but generally, especially with food, we want to avoid bacteria as much as possible. That will probably make us sick. For example, washing your hands with soap and hot water is an easy and effective way to keep them free from bacteria.
那在温度比较高的地方，细菌就比较容易滋生，所以呢，香料或者是辣椒素的使用就可以杀掉这些细菌，让食物更好的保存、更新鲜。那大家也比较不容易吃到坏东西就生病。Spice 这个名词指的是香料或者是调味品。It could be powder or seed that you put into food when you cook. It has a special flavor. So for example, cinnamon, 肉桂 ginger 或是姜 chili 那就是这边讲到的辣椒。那 spicy 是它的形容词，指的是 strong flavors or hot. So we say spicy food. 那今天的 warm-up quiz 的答案就是 D, spices. The food was full of spices and it made my mouth burn. 那其他错误的选项呢，分别意思是 A, prison 指的是监狱 B, missions 是使命或是任务 C, routines 是惯例或者是常规，所以其他都不能选。那 bacteria 这个名词指的是细菌，那它是复数，它的单数呢是 bacterium. So they're small organisms that cause disease. 那另外我们看到 germs 它是一个比较广义的，在说细菌或者是病毒。那另外也可以看到 virus 指的是病毒。
All right, but people still enjoy spicy food. Of course, we're not using it to keep our food clean as much, but we are still using it, and people still love it. It says over time, people who eat spicy food gradually develop a taste for it. So maybe young kids might not like spicy food so much, but if you try it a little bit and then again and again, you will develop a taste for it. That kind of means you are learning to like it. Spicy dishes have thus become an important part of their food culture. That's why so many people from certain parts of the world love their spicy food. Even if it's a little hot and makes them feel a little sweaty, they are never going to take that out of their favorite dishes. Thus is a word we often use in the same way that we would say so, or as a result, or therefore. So something happens and then another thing happens, or that allows or makes another thing happen. You could say something like, you stayed up too late last night, thus you are very tired today, or something like that. Here's another example. Riley forgot to go shopping, thus there was nothing for her to eat at home. So she didn't go shopping, so, or therefore, she has no food at home.
那随着时间过去，大家就慢慢开始习惯吃，而且越来越喜欢吃辣。Thus 这个副词指的是因此，我们可以说 therefore as a result 就是一个结果的意思。那 over time 指的是随着时间过去。
So spicy food isn't just about heat. It's a bite of science, history, and culture. Whether you are a lover of spicy food or not, one thing's for sure, it will always be a hot topic. Oh, there we go. A hot topic, spicy food. And yes, I think a lot of people out there may not be lovers of spicy food, but certainly don't mind it and maybe like it a little bit too. If you're a lover, though, that means you're a big fan of spicy food. You love spicy food. You might be the kind of person who walks around with a little jar, a little bottle of spicy sauce in your bag just to add it to foods when they don't have it available.
I do that.
There are people who do that, right? They walk around with a little thing of Tabasco sauce or something like that. So that would definitely be a lover of spicy food. If you want to have the hottest food on the menu when you go to a restaurant, that's definitely you too. So a lover, yeah, that's just a fan of something, a big fan if you really like something, if it's a hobby, if it's a passion of yours. You could be a movie lover, a music lover, a fashion lover, a sports lover, whatever it is. It just means that thing, that activity, that pastime, it's something you really, really enjoy. For example, Blair is a real lover of old Japanese monster films. Whether it's Godzilla, Mothra, or Gamera, she's seen them all.
那这就是为什么吃辣后来逐渐变成一个很重要的饮食文化，它的背后包含了科学、历史还有文化。Lover 这个名词指的是对某件事情的爱好者或者是热爱者。So you're passionate about something, you're a lover of something. So you can be an animal lover, 很爱动物的人 ，a nature lover, 大自然的爱好者。那 for sure 指的是肯定或者是一定 certain。那这句也包含我们今天的文法。Let's take a look. 今天的 language and focus 要看到的是 whether， 那 whether 是用来表示不管或者是无论，所以连接词 whether 呢，它当不管无论的时候所引导的子句呢，是用来修饰主要的子句，所以表示说不管在什么情况下，主要的子句都会成立。那它常常会跟 or 或者是 or not 一起用，然后引出两个或者是更多的可能性。所以课文里面说 whether you are a lover of spicy food or not， 这边是它的副词子句 One thing's for sure, it will always be a hot topic， 所以后面这一句是它的主要子句，所以不管前面发生什么事情，后面一定会是这样。那另外我们可以看到 I'm not sure whether I'll finish my assignment on time or not, but I'll try my best to get it done， 也就是说后面这一句 try my best 是一定会发生的，那不管有没有完成作业，都一定会努力去做完。
All right, we have our chat question here. What are some famous spicy foods that you know of?
I mean, I'm Taiwanese, so I know a lot of Chinese, Taiwanese spicy food.
You mentioned the mala hot pot, right? How about a vindaloo? Have you ever had a vindaloo?
Vindaloo, what is that?
That's an Indian food. It's often on the menu of an Indian restaurant. The vindaloos will be some of the spiciest foods that you can order. I've never been brave enough to order a vindaloo. How about tom yum soup?
That's not spicy though.
It can be. I think you can kind of make it spicy. Or they might have like the spicy papaya salad from a Thai restaurant.
I feel like Asian spiciness is a bit different from Western or South American spicy.
Yeah, Asian spiciness often is mixed with some sour, some sweet, or things like that. Another spicy food that a lot of people might know, though maybe haven't all tried, buffalo wings. Right? American-style buffalo wings that are very popular when people watch the Super Bowl or a big football game. And those are good too, because like many places, you can sort of choose your spice level, right? You can have them very mild, which means not spicy, or I think it goes up to like suicide or fire alarm or 911 or something like that, which I would never order. So you guys can have a chat about some famous spicy foods, maybe ones you've tried, maybe ones you've heard of, maybe ones you've seen, and they still kind of scare you a little bit. All right, guys, we're going to be back with more great hot topics for you in the future. But until then, happy spicing.
那如果今天的主题让你感觉意犹未尽，那你还可以加入空中家教和老师同学们一起讨论哦。
Vocabulary Review.
Unique. A unique feature of this chair is its design that supports your back during long hours. Our restaurant sells unique dishes that you couldn't find anywhere else. Region. This region rules itself with a special government system and makes its own trade agreements with nearby countries. Spice. Larry uses so many spices when he cooks that his dishes always have a strong taste. Bacteria. Before you eat, you should wash your hands with soap to remove the bacteria on them. Thus, Jimmy was late for the test. Thus, he had less time to take it than his classmates. Lover. Vicky is a real cat lover. She spends a lot of time at cat cafes.
智慧小补帖。
Munch.